Hey, howdy doody, this is Loki, and I'm glad to see you here with me today. Now, today we're going to be talking about how to start a session 0 in D&D. There will be other videos kind of like this in the future, but right now I want to talk about D&D and how to start a session 0. Before anything else, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you can, and make sure you hit that notification bell and to set it to all so you can find out all my latest videos or posts whenever I do those on time. Okay, before anything else, if you're hearing a buzzing in the background, that is my AC unit, and that's because it's hot where I'm living, and I have to keep it on a lot. And if I turn it off, everything gets warm in my room. So sorry about the buzzing. And my ceiling fan is broken, so yay. Anyway, let's start with this. Let's start with how to set up a session 0. And this is a quick disclaimer. I am not an expert. I am a baby DM. So what I'm going to say is you can take it with a grain of salt or alter it as you wish. So please do not take my word as gospel. It is nothing like that. It's just my few experiences setting up a game and running it without a session 0 and with a session 0. So thank you. Let's start with the first step, number 1. This step is going to be easy. Just explain your world to your players. If you have world notes or if you have like brief small notes basically summarizing everything, give that to your players or explain the world to them and explain what type of game you're wanting to run. For example, if you want to run a show a campaign kind of like Gintama, where all the jokes are funny, and then when it gets serious, it hits you in the nard so hard that you squeal like a pig, basically. And the emotional pressure hits harder and harder. So, remember to be open and tell your players what you're going to be expecting, what type of setting they're going to be in, and stuff like that. Step 2. Now, we're going to be talking about how you set up or aid your players to create their characters. And this is mainly going hand in hand with step 1, where you explain the world, what you expect from the world, and what's in the world. For example, I know this is a big topic on D&D for D&D, guns. If you have a gun or anything like that, anything similar to that technology, you're going to be asked, okay, what can I use this subclass that will work well with the gun? And you have to say yay or nay. So make sure you understand your own world and how the magic will work in said world, and so on and so forth. This will help you understand or help the players to understand how the world will operate and how well the world will work. If there's racism in the world, make sure you tell the players ahead of schedule in step 1, and then in step 2 tell them, okay, you can still play this character, but it's going to be very hard for your character to interact with others. So make sure you're clear and concise. Now, with step 3, you're going to have to explain, okay, this is how I'm going to set up, or this is how this first session's going to go around. This is going to be how you guys are going to meet up. Or you can tell them, okay, how do you guys want to meet? Do you want to be already acquainted, or do you want to meet in a bar and you all take the same job, and then shenanigans go from there? You just have to make sure you ask them how you want to meet, or do you already know each other? Now, step 4 is going to be relatively the longest part, or one of the hardest parts for me to explain, or the hardest parts for me to explain. God damn it, tongue, why do you hate me? Anyway, when you are explaining your world, you got everything said and done. You got to go over your players' characters. Now, you got to make sure the PCs are either well made, fit the world, or all the above. It's usually all the above, because there are some players that will be sneaky and try to sneak in hidden feats while you're talking to other players or before game. So you have to make sure at the end of session 0, no one has altered their sheets, and at the beginning of session 1, no one has altered their sheets and added stuff to it, and then make them overpowered. If you want to know why look up the Pikachu saga on Dinner to Drake. He makes good videos, and he's probably way bigger than me. So anyway, but you have to work with the players. Tell them that I don't want a number crunching game, or I want a number crunching game. See how well you can destroy everything in 10 seconds. Stuff like that. Now, remember, you are also playing with your friends, not in the I'm their comrade in arms or stuff like that. No, you are telling them the story and they are part of the story. So you're writing a story with them. You just the narrator and you have to deal with the narrator part. However, you do set up the roadblocks and you get to see how well they knock them down. That is all you need to do. Is it tempting to say, "Oh crap, you guys killed my big bad evil guy in 10 seconds. Okay, here's 20 black dragons." No, 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 no. You if you followed the steps up to now, you have already set up the world, you have already got your characters, got your PCs set up, and this is all good and well, that's all good and dandy. Now, this part is step I think 5 or 6. I can't remember real quick. I think this is 6. Yeah, this is 6. Now, when step 6 is mainly meant for you and how you want to set up. You can be a lazy DM and like, okay, let's see what I saw on an anime or what I read in a book. Let's do that. Or, oh crap, I watched this episode of Star Trek and I want to throw this into my game. There you go. As long as your players are having fun, do not worry about anything else. However, if you have open critique sessions at the end of your games, be open to them and make sure you accept and use those critiques to help you figure out how to become better. And there are times where I have failed my players, and I believe that there are multiple times that I did. So there you go. So now you're asking yourself, what should I do to become a better DM? Or how do I make this session 0 the best? Should I add a little bit of role play or have anything like that? No, you don't need to add any role play set parts of your session if you want. However, I don't recommend it. That's how you start a session 1, or that's how you get everything messed up in your head. And then there you go. It doesn't help that it's going to be non-canon. Now, when you're dealing with non-canon stuff or canon stuff in your games, it's going to be a headache. So don't do that. Just follow these steps and then you'll be okay. You will have a better game or have an open game where all the information flows and stuff like that. But this is just my experience. So please don't worry about anything else. Just make sure you have a fun time. That's what D&D is for. It's about sharing a story with your friends and you guys going into the world, bonking things until they die, and then looting the dead kid's body because you gotta loot that body. And this is where I want to end the video. However, there are a few things I want to say for new and upcoming DMs and other DMs that are all out of touch or out there and just trying to reconnect with their players. Okay, all players or PCs that are still here, please go. With that all said, now for those DMs that want to hear my little rambles or thoughts on how to become a better DM, and this is basically not going to be a part of the video, but I decided it's going to be a part of the video to pan it out. So, if you want to write a story with your friends, become an open DM so you can roll with the punches and make sure that there are so many storylines that they can figure out or stuff like that. Give them enough plot hooks to play around with, or give them enough plot hooks to say, okay, which one do you want to pick? There you go. Don't overwhelm them with plot hooks, because when you do that, they have one main mission, do not. Just don't. When that happens, they will get so locked onto the main mission and no one will have fun. Now, make sure you vet your players. Tell them, okay, this is what's going to happen, and so on and so forth. And when you're vetting players, just make sure that they're okay with what you're setting up and stuff like that. And if they don't play well with your players, or with other players and the other players don't like them, don't be afraid to kick them out. Just tell them, hey, you're not working well with the play others, and we're not and anyone else is not having fun. So I have to let you go or get out of my game, you dumb, dirty neckbeard. Because, yeah, majority of the time, you're going to be telling that to a lot of neckbeards. And make sure, and here's the thing, if you want to do not safe for work stuff in your games, make sure everyone else is okay with it. Just make sure. And make sure that they always fade to black. If the players are getting mad at you, that you don't allow them to make their fantasy whatever the fuck they want to think of in their heads go on in the real game, kick them out. Just like, nope. If you're fighting me on Fade to Black, do not ask. I am not your goon master. Because there are players that will probably do that. And if you don't like what you're seeing in your games, just make sure that you tell that to your players. If they're open to criticism, let them know. Tell them how you feel. Be open with them. Don't be like, oh crap, they're all ruining my game. No, rocks fall, everyone died. Don't do that. Don't do that. Or, oh, you want to try that? Okay. Use your words. Be adults. And because the majority of the time, there are adults playing these games. Make sure you use your words. For those young kids or kids that ever find my video for whatever fucking possible, or why the fuck are you watching this stuff, just make sure that you're safe and you have a parental unit nearby. That's all I'm going to say. Because some of these neckbeards can be very creepy. Now, I want to say that is it, but for those DMs that still are having troubles with their Session Zero, please experiment with what you have and then test it with some friends that are experienced players, and ask for their advice and so on and so forth. And with that all said and done, this is hitting the 12-minute mark. Hopefully I can get it to about 13 because I have a lot of stuff to add in editing. So with that all said and done, thank you for watching. Please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you can, leave a comment. If you don't know what to comment, just say yo in the comment section. I don't mind. It helps me with algorithm. If you don't like what I have said in the video, please tell me in the comment section or give me a downvote. Anything will help basically, because I do not care about downvotes as long as I get at least honest critiques on how I'm making these videos. That's all that matters. And again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'm Loki and I am out.